So before we get into the credit repair process, I like to make sure that you understand what credit repair actually is. Because if you really redo any research on credit repair, you're going to get kind of conflicting responses and answers. And so I always like to kind of talk about the way that I see things. In the credit repair space over 10 years, we've changed a lot of our processes along the way to not only help our clients get better results, but to kind of streamline the process to where, like, when we see this type of account or this type of situation, this is the type of dispute process we use. And so we customize the way that we do things just based off the status of an account. So credit repair itself is a process that's utilized. It's a very effective process for most of our clients that allows us to contest any account that is in a derogatory status on a credit report and contest it for it to make sure that it is an actual valid account. So we utilize different processes that we've created over this 10-year journey that kind of streamline the process, but also help the client get the most effective results. And we have one of the highest success rates in the industry because of this. So really, like, I contribute our success to time. We weren't the greatest company in the beginning when we started out, but we've kind of evolved into created really effective and efficient processes that have helped clients get results. So how our process kind of works is we do the initial consultation for free. So we're like doing a deep dive into their credit report. We're looking really for visual errors, but our ultimate goal is to identify the derogatory accounts on the credit report. That's the first thing that we do. We look at the reporting of the account because part of credit repair is visual errors. We want to find anything that's inconsistent, whether the balances are not accurate or consistent. When I mean consistent, what I mean by is that Equifax reports the same balance as Experian and TransUnion, and across the board it's the same. Doesn't mean that that's accurate, but it tells us like how the data is being reported, and if there's inconsistencies there, then typically that's a red flag that maybe our solution can be to get that account removed. And so we focus really on visual errors in the very first part of our process. We kind of develop a plan on our internal plan of how we would attack it, and then we kind of go over the consultation with the client to kind of tell them exactly what the expectations are. And that's really important for us, is to set proper expectations. And then what we do is when the client decides to hire us, we do a 3-round process structured to be the most effective way to help clients get their results. So the first thing we're doing, and rounds are just basically sending out the dispute letters, waiting on the data furnishers and the credit reporting agencies to respond to our disputes. And typically that's anywhere between 30 to 45 days. So we'll send out the initial dispute, and the goal of this initial dispute letter is to basically ask for documentation. So if we see reporting errors such as balances, dates, personal information, inaccuracies of any data on their credit report, we contest that first, and we're very direct in that dispute and like, hey, this is inaccurate, please remove it. And we have an intention behind everything that we request. If there's an account that doesn't have a reporting error, then the first round what we're doing is requesting documentation. So think about any account on your credit report, like what you had to do on your end to be able to be approved for that account originally. So we're contesting those documents. We want proof. We want to see the original credit application that you signed, or the original purchase order, or buyer's contract, or payment ledger. There's a lot of different types of documents based off the type of account it is that we request for that as proof. And if they can't provide it, then it gets deleted. Our second and third rounds after the first round, like the first round, we're collecting the data. Second, third round, we're contesting the data that they did send and saying like, hey, we asked for 4 different documents or 10 different documents and you only sent 1. And so we're going back and kind of going back and forth with the credit reporting agencies and data furnishers to basically prove that what they sent is incorrect. And our goal is by the third round, helping to get as many of those accounts removed. And everything we delete is permanent because of the way that we dispute, which is a really cool thing, because we get a lot of clients that say, hey, I hired a credit repair company, they deleted a couple of accounts, but they didn't remove permanently, and it popped back up on my credit report, 90 days down the road. And so we hear that a lot.